I bought a cursed doll from the dark web and the next thing I know I'm locked in Asylum. Part 3, last part. It's been a few months since the night of the ritual. Life in the asylum has returned to its usual, grim routine, but without the haunting presence of the old woman, I've managed to find a semblance of peace. The doctors have noticed my improvement and have even talked about the possibility of my release. I should be overjoyed, but a part of me remains on edge, waiting for the other shoe to drop. The staff has started treating me differently. They see me as a success story. Someone who's overcome a psychological break. I go through the motions, participating in therapy sessions, taking my medication, and pretending that everything is fine. But deep down, I know the truth. The ritual might have worked, but I can still feel a lingering darkness, a shadow that refuses to dissipate. One night, as I lie in bed, I hear a noise outside my room. It's a soft rhythmic tapping, like fingernails against glass. My heart begins to race, and I sit up, straining to hear. The tapping continues, growing louder, more insistent. It's coming from the window. My room is on the 3rd floor, and there's no way anyone could be outside. But as I approach the window, I feel a familiar chill. My breath fogs up the glass, and I hesitate, my hand trembling as I reach for the curtain. Slowly I pull it back and my blood runs cold. There, pressed against the glass, is the old woman's face. Her eyes are empty sockets, her mouth twisted into a grotesque smile. She shouldn't be there. She can't be there. But she is. I stumble back, my mind reeling. No, I whisper. This isn't real, you're gone. She doesn't move, just continues to stare at me with that horrible grin. I blink, and she's gone. The window is empty, the night outside calm and still. I slump to the floor, my body shaking. Maybe it was a hallucination, a product of my damaged mind. But it felt so real. The next day, I can't shake the feeling of dread. I keep seeing shadows out of the corner of my eye, hearing whispers just beyond my range of hearing. I try to focus on my routine, to convince myself it was just a one-time thing. But deep down, I know better. That night, as I lie in bed, I hear the tapping again. This time, it's not just at the window. It's coming from the walls, the floor, the ceiling. The sound is everywhere, surrounding me, closing in. I cover my ears, trying to block it out, but it only gets louder. The old woman's voice joins in, a cacophony of whispers and hisses. You thought you could escape me. You thought you could break the curse, but you were wrong. I curl up in a ball, tears streaming down my face. Please, I beg, leave me alone. Suddenly, the door to my room bursts open, and the nurses rush in. They find me on the floor, screaming, thrashing against the restraints they place on me. They don't understand. They think I'm having another breakdown, that the progress I made was just an illusion. They inject me with a sedative and the world fades to black. When I wake up, I'm in the isolation room. The walls are padded, the light dim. I can hear the muffled voices of the staff outside, discussing my condition. They're worried, talking about transferring me to a more secure facility. I don't care anymore. All I can think about is her. She's still here, still tormenting me. Days turn into weeks, and my condition worsens. The old woman appears more frequently, her attacks more vicious. The doctors are at a loss, increasing my medication. But nothing helps. I'm trapped in this nightmare, and there's no escape. One night, as I lie in the isolation room, I hear the door creak open. I look up, expecting to see a nurse, but it's her. She steps into the room, her movement slow and deliberate. She looks worse than ever, her skin rotting, her eyes glowing with a malevolent light. She kneels beside me, her breath cold against my skin. You belong to me, she whispers. You always will. I try to scream, but no sound comes out. Her hands close around my throat, and I feel the life drain out of me. The world fades to black, and I know this is the end. But then, something happens. The darkness around me shifts, and I find myself standing in a forest, the moonlight casting eerie shadows on the ground. I look down and see the doll at my feet, its glassy eyes staring up at me. I realize that I'm not dead, not yet. This is my last chance to end this. I pick up the doll and look around, searching for something, anything that can help. In the distance, I see a figure, a man dressed in old-fashioned clothes. He beckons me and I follow, clutching the doll tightly. The man leads me to a clearing, where a circle of stones surrounds a small fire. He gestures for me to place the doll in the center, and I do, my hands shaking. He begins to chant in a language I don't understand, his voice low and steady. The fire flares up and the doll starts to burn. The old woman's screams fill the air, but I don't look away. I watch as the doll is consumed by the flames, the fire growing brighter, hotter. The man continues to chant and I feel a strange sense of calm wash over me. When the fire finally dies down, the doll is nothing but ashes. The old woman's presence is gone, and I feel lighter, freer than I have in months. The man smiles at me, his eyes kind. "It's over," he says. "You're free." I wake up in the isolation room, my body aching but my mind clear. The old woman is gone, truly gone this time. The doctors and nurses notice the change in me and over the next few weeks, they start to believe that I'm getting better. Eventually, they release me. I leave the asylum, stepping out into the sunlight for the first time in what feels like an eternity. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm determined to move forward, to live my life without the shadow of the old woman hanging over me. I still have nightmares sometimes, but they're just dreams. She's gone and I'm finally free. But I'll never forget what happened, and I'll always be wary of the darkness that lurks just beyond the edge of reality. Because I know that in this world, nothing is ever truly gone. And sometimes, the things we think we've escaped have a way of finding us again.